And gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
on.
Gentlemen from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles. Brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, just take a picture. I want to send it to Andy so we can get it up. Boom.
Hey, we matching. We're brothers.
Finally.
We're happy and we're single.
Finally.
Oh, we can't say single. Well, how can I change that?
We happy and we. You can't say that?
No, you can't. Hell no, we can't say that.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, but you're singing a song. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast, live yet again, weigh-in day. Is this ceremonial? I think y'all know what the ceremonial is by now. Boxing switched it up on us. They do an early weigh-in, and then they weigh in for everybody to see. As far as I know, you usually chirp in when somebody didn't make it.
Okay.
There you go.
I got a little breaking news. We did lose one of the prelims fights. That's all I can say as of right now. One
Due
that
to
we're
weight?
really excited for, too.
Due to weight?
No, not due to weight.
What
That's all I can say. One we was really excited for.
is it Boachuk in Mendoza?
Nah, you can't do this to me.
What? You don't break news and not tell people the news.
I don't know, because.
Well, if you're talking to somebody and you're not supposed to be talking to somebody, God, at least say that.
Yeah, you don't give me and him fight.
Well, now we know it was a guy.
She. Day. Let it go, Shawn.
Anyway,
Shawn, let me die on this hill.
Listen, anyway, I'm excited about the barbershop episode we got coming. We live at All Stars Barbershop. Let me give you guys the address real quick. I'm sure most of y'all are just gonna be watching, which is more than cool. But for anybody who is in town and may want to go, 565 Marks Street. Thank you. I'm a Coca-Cola guy, However,
Hey, Malcolm, you want this?
no, I mean I ain't saying I ain't want it. I'm just saying. Henderson, Nevada 89014. 565 Mark Street, Henderson, Nevada 89014. We'll be there at 4 o'clock, and we're gonna take off at 4 and probably close it right around at 5:15. I got another really important meeting to get to at 6 p.m. tonight. So just rocking and rolling, man, doing big things in big ways. This one been fun.
Yeah, this has been a cool weekend.
This one been fun, Jim Lampley. Anytime you got Jim Lampley around, it's just, kind of adds to the flavor of things. But I ended up talking about Rolly today, just to rub me the wrong way, you know what I mean?
I don't know if you rubbing boxers the wrong way, but the energy we getting is it's crazy these days. What you doing, man? What y'all talking about on Pro Box TV? Because they ain't on PorterWay Podcast. That's where I know it ain't coming from.
Shout out to Pro Box TV. Look forward to doing the show with those guys. I'm on there every Wednesday if you didn't know. Yeah, I mean, if it ain't said here, it's said there.
Yeah,
and usually. But here's the thing. When I do the show, you got Chris Algerian, you got Pauline. It's like Pauline Maldonado. It's like you gotta amp it up. You know what I mean? You gotta say something they didn't say. You gotta say it a different way. So usually, if it ain't me saying it, is usually I'm getting roped into something else. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, I think we still safe out here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think we still safe out here.
Yeah, we good. Because I sue. So yeah, we definitely good. But we getting ready for the ceremonial. Actually, I like this better for the fighters. I think it's healthier. I wish it was around when you was fighting.
People like the raw and the gritty, though.
They do.
I've heard this from multiple people. They like seeing the fighters struggle.
That's crazy.
They like seeing that final struggle.
Oh, they want to.
They want to see. They want to see.
Oh, you didn't make it.
So here's the thing, and so when I would work with Fox, and we would do the weigh-in show. What are you looking to see? Well, you're not really looking to see anything. We know they're going to make weight, but there are signs that you can see if a fighter struggled to make weight.
Yes.
Excuse me. Usually when the fighter has struggled to make weight, it may give you some inclination about how the fight could go.
Okay.
I know personally a lot of people that don't bet until they see the weight, or didn't bet until they saw the weigh-in.
Okay.
Because with some fights, the weigh-in will tell you everything that you need to know. That's how a lot of people look at it. What do you call them? The diehards.
Yeah,
The diehards that bet. I need to see this weigh-in. I need to see if your eyes is watery. I need to see if your jaws is sucked in. You know, so there's those little things that people still want to see, and it gives them a feeling as to how the fight's gonna go.
There's some fighters, if I was a boxer, that I would like the weigh-in to still be at 1 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, i.e. Dave Benavidez. If I was fighting David at 168,
David don't really strike me as David strikes me as like somebody like me, like never really struggled.
I don't care. I want you to take long as possible to make the weight.
Right.
I don't want you. Now you got an extra 6 hours to replenish everything. Man, hell no, that's a long night.
Yeah.
But just certain fighters that I feel like, it's just it definitely helps. I
What's
think
another one?
It's healthier. Earl Spence, 147.
Yeah, at 47.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of somebody else big at a weight. Devin Haney at 135, 130.
140.
There's some big guys down there. Fundora. I don't think it matters.
I
don't think it matters.
Yeah, he looked like he just weighed what he weighed.
I feel like Fundora can make 147.
They were talking about going to 47 at one point.
Oh, for real?
Like serious conversation, yeah.
Damn.
And they was talking about going down to fight Errol.
Damn. Okay.
So, when we what do you say, the scenario that we kind of tossed around a little bit. I don't think we did it live on the podcast, so let's do it now.
Uh-huh.
What if the winner gets Terrence and the loser gets Errol? I think you may have said that yesterday, but we definitely didn't dive into it.
You said it. And
no, I didn't say it yesterday.
I probably said something.
Don't matter. Let's do it now.
Okay.
If the winner gets Terrence and the loser gets Errol, even if the loser ends up being Sebastian Fundora, now we're looking at a fight that they actually talked about having at one point in time only at 147.
And I'm okay with that. If that's the route that we have to go to get those guys back in the ring, I'm okay with that. Kind of like a mini tournament. And then, listen, I'm good with that.
At the end of the day, every fighter needs to be more busy. I am the proof, the living proof, that it ain't about losing, it's how you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when you're talking about a round robin or a tournament situation, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
How you doing, bro?
Well, anytime you're around, anytime you're around, you got a second. You got a second.
Hey, ideally, you fought 35 fights. What would you like to have been at? 40, 50, 40, 45 fights your career? If you could have fought, that would have been maybe an extra 2 or 3 a year?
Zattel, did I have 35 fights or 36?
He was 31-4, right?
31-4-1.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so
so
with Diaz.
Yeah.
I don't count that.
No, it's all
I
good.
don't
It's all good.
count that.
It's all good. But
I was gonna say 35. I forgot about the draw.
when I retired and everything, and I looked at how many fights, I was like, I had 36 fights. I thought I was like, in my mind, I was gonna have 30 fights.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of fighters like they cap themselves at 40 fights. There's fighters that cap themselves at 50 fights. So it really, for me, it wasn't a matter of how many fights I wanted to have. It was just a matter of how long is it going to take me to get to where I want to go.
Right.
Okay.
Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about quality over quantity, I think that a lot of fighters right now, when they talk about quality, they're not talking about the opponent. They're talking about how much money I'm going to make. And now I think the situation needs to be more quantity. I think these fighters should be fighting more.
Right.
And getting the money will be the money.
It's got to be one or the other. You can't fight once or twice a year like you're doing the quality fights, and they're really the quantity fights. If that's the level you're going to be fighting at for those 1 or 2 fights, then it should be 3 or 4, because that's really like the 2 paths to stardom. Is either your 1 or 2 fights are against big names, or if you're not getting the big names, you got to pull the Triple G on HBO. I'm going to knock out Rubio. I'm going to knock out Dominic Wade. I'm going to knock out Kasim Uma, even though he's old. Whatever. They got to see me, and I got to get a knockout up until I get that big name.
Yeah.
So, but it's just hard when there's only so many dates to go around for whichever network or promoter you're with. So a lot of it's out of the fighter's control, And, yeah. So
with boxing, this just came off the top of the head. would boxing help if they just allow their fighters just to cross one fight a year? You can fight with any other network.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, there would have to be this kind of like gentleman's agreement and trust that is definitely not in boxing right now. It would have to be, if Shawn's Eddie Hearn and I'm Al Heyman, it would have to be. I don't really want to make this fight, Shawn, because I think your kid's gonna win.
But I owe you one.
But I tell you what, I make you this fight. Keep me in mind 6 months from now, when I like a kid
Bingo.
you got that I want to match with my kid,
Yeah.
and maybe you think your kid doesn't have the best chance, but
Yeah.
we do what's right for boxing.
I like that.
But that's probably not going to happen.
Why can't it be that simple?
They have to be, their individual plans have to kind of fail
Align.
to a point where they have to work with each other.
Yep.
Otherwise, they're going to continue one by one, each of them, to try to make it as good on their own with their own in-house fights that they don't need each other.
Yep.
So
Breakdown. I don't think you broke this fight down yesterday.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
break it down. Pitbull and Rolly.
all right, well, full disclosure.
And then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah. Full disclosure. I love Rolly. So it's hard to pick against him because he's so funny. He's so forthcoming with his time with media.
What? I love Rolly.
Just listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And unlike a lot of guys that Shawn wasn't like this, but unlike a lot of guys that once they become champion, Rolly's still accessible, right? You call him, he call you right back. So on a personal level, I think me and a lot of people in Las Vegas got love for Rolly.
He ain't calling me back.
But he didn't call you back. Because Shawn tells it like it is. And that earns him enemies.
Too much
that's
hanging
okay.
out with Anthony.
And that too. You guys keep it real. and-
100. But go ahead.
So
go ahead.
all that said,
Oh.
I would be kind of happy if Rolly could run Pitbull into a shot. I know that's basically the game plan with Salas
Right.
is let's be on the back foot. This dude only fights one way. At some point, we'll line him up and run him into the power. My power combined with the momentum of him coming forward is going to put him asleep at some point. But it's your first fight with Salas. You didn't have no tune-ups to work on all these new things. I know you worked on them when you were young, but that was a long time ago. Pitbull Cruz is so serious. And one thing that worries me about Rolly, before the Tank knockout,
So serious.
there was this, he was a wild card. You may think he's funny and a little crazy, excuse my language, but this motherfucker might punch you. He's
Yeah,
crazy.
might knock you
don't
out.
know.
Yeah.
I think Tank took a little bit of that out of him.
Yes, sir.
And so behind some of the awesome humor and antics that we love him for,
Man, I gotta stop you right there.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how you lose personality. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, walk us through that. I get it, but walk us through like how a fight, a win or a loss could change the complete makeup of an individual.
well, that's more the norm for a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Is that a knockout changes you. It's only, for the most part, special fighters that can come back from that. Roberto Duran, whatever. But I don't know. I don't even want to speak on it that deeply because I haven't gone through.
I
haven't
thought you could.
No, well,
Because you just see it, like you know.
I just think it showed in the Barroso fight he was gun shy.
Yeah.
And being this awkward, free swinging guy, you got to be awkward and free swinging in order to be your best self. And if you're thinking now, and that's what Salas's style is to think, maybe you're taking away a little bit of what got you there in the first place.
Yeah.
That crude, that not giving a fuck in and out the ring.
Yeah.
Slowing down and thinking actually hurts you more than it helps you. Now, but there's a chance that Rolly can combine his old uncouth, not giving a F ways with a little bit more slowing down and thinking. Maybe he could summon the best of both worlds, because that's very much in play.
That's what he needs to do.
Yes.
Would you bet on it?
Right now, well, he's a 3-1 underdog, so maybe.
No, bump that.
But-
I mean, I'm talking about you as a purist.
I lean towards Cruz.
You would lean towards
Because he's a little harder to hit than people think.
Yeah.
He tucks his chin. And, okay, it's just a high guard. Yeah, but it's a good high guard, and he tucks his chin. And he don't got a lot of all that.
If
But-
Rolly is not gun shy, who wins this fight?
Ooh. It's. I mean, he could knock him out at any moment.
If Rolly ain't gun shy, it's a knockout for Rolly.
Yeah, you
But
think
I don't
so?
see that
I don't
coming.
know about that because if Cruz is in your chest, you letting out, Rolly's punches are wider than Cruz.
Very true.
So if Cruz
Damn.
is where he needs to be in his chest, even if he is exchanging, it could not work out good for him.
Yeah.
But what he's gonna try to do with Salas is take his time. People might be going, we could be sitting there by round 4 and 5. What is Rolly doing? And then he knocks him out because he's only got
He ain't gonna have that kind of time. Pitbull is just, he ain't gonna have that kind of time.
right.
You guys don't think Salah's got the 1-2 ready with Rolly?
Yeah, I mean,
That
sure
1-2 will work.
He's gonna have some things
The 1-2
ready.
would work.
Yeah.
But like when Oscar Valdez started with Reynoso, Reynoso's great. He got dropped by Blue Nose Lopez. Next fight doesn't look that great. Third fight, he knocks out Burchelt because it's like now we got down what we've been working on, you know. So we got those growing pains work themselves out in 2 previous fights. He didn't get no growing pains fight.
It's a
There's
tough
no
fight to get the growing pains out.
There's no what was the main character's name? Michael. What was the oldest son? Anyway, Alan Thicke was the dad. Alan Thicke was the dad.
I was lost for a second, but
I was thinking about the
growing
Jacksons.
pains.
Had no growing pains.
I don't know. I don't know. But
Show me that smile.
I know the
me
show,
that
but
smile.
I don't know it that well. What
We
else we got
gotta
for you
be-
before we get out of here? Which fight do you like more? Last one on, and then
Yeah.
we got it. Crawford versus Zoo. Zoo versus Spence.
Crawford versus Zoo.
Like that fight.
Yeah. Look, shout out to Errol, man. Like, shout out to Errol. Like, I think a lot of people, he wouldn't really want to hear someone say it, but I think a lot of people's hearts reached out to him in watching that fight happen. That wasn't easy to watch for him.
Sure.
So shout out to Errol, and he helped make that fight happen when he had other options on the table. He did the right thing. And he kind of he did the right thing by us. And
now you're going to say exactly.
He did do the right thing.
He did the right thing.
But I'm saying you got to fight. If you want to prove to us that you the big fish, he had to do that to me. And I told Shawn want to get back in there. If it is what it is, it is what it is.
But Crawford won that fight. I want to see the guy who won that fight face the champion at 154, not the guy who lost that fight.
He deserves it more.
I meant stylistically too, though. Which fight is more stylistically pleasing?
If you want a war at 154,
Yeah.
you want the war at 54.
You've been hanging out with Keith.
Put your man Charles Conwell in there with Tim Zoo.
Oh.
His WBC mandatory. If all you want is just violence, if all you want isn't he from Ohio?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so we know how Ohio gets down.
Yeah, he from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Always got some shit in the back pocket.
Yeah, come on
Let's
now.
go. I'm gonna leave on that one.
I've been
just go ahead and
forgetting
walk
about
away.
If he wants
him.
to smoke, he can see Cleveland for the WBC mandatory.
WBC mandatory,
Yes.
huh? Ooh.
If all he wants is
Who
violence.
has the WBC right now?
It's vacant.
vacant, right?
This is the fight.
This is it.
Oh.
By FUNDORA becoming the replacement.
Where the hell is Charlo at?
He's yeah.
He was a big fish last year.
Big Mel
Yeah.
had the best performance in 2022. But
Yeah.
all right, but I love y'all, man.
All right,
Good
now
food, guys.
love you too.
All right.
What's going on? Yes, sir. Hey.
What? No, we can't do that.
Ugas. Hey.
No, you sound like a groupie. All right, we're going to let it go.
Get him. Come here.
Are you going to translate it?
No. He's going to translate. I just
That's
realized
gonna be
like he's going to translate. Yeah.
He said, this is Andre. He's a little bigger than you.
What's happening, sir? Good to
How
see
you
you.
doing, man?
He said you sound like a groupie. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes you gotta get somebody. You gotta get. I couldn't even.
Like my girl with Beyonce.
Did you see her? Did they lock eyes?
I don't know.
Hey, you can translate, right? Okay, yeah, bet.
I ain't got no question.
I ain't tripping now. I really wanted him. I don't know his name, but I just want to make sure. He can translate.
I just try not to bother a man.
Bother who? This is why he's here.
Why don't you speak Spanish by now, okay? It's been 8 years. I don't know if it's been 8 years, but I feel like
it's been 8, yeah,
okay,
yeah. So thank you for
we're on
for
the same
remembering.
time. We're on the
Thank
same
you
time.
for remembering.
We're on the same time, that's why.
Sit right here. I'm going to get you on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on. First question, what's funny? Damn it. If he don't want to talk, he don't have to. You don't want to talk? Oh, he doesn't like interviews? That's it? Oh, no, sit your ass down. No, stop it. No.
Yo lo veo siempre. Oh, well, I see you.
Thank you. How you feeling?
No, good. Everything is good.
Are you working?
Little.
Yeah.
Little. Because I don't know yet. I come back for the sport. I don't know.
He doesn't know if he's going to fight again, right?
He doesn't know if he's going to come back yet, so
Yeah.
he's working a little bit.
Well, if you did come back, what weight would he come back at?
Maybe come back me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, welterweight. Maybe welterweight, yeah.
Do you think you showed people the best Ugas?
¿Tú has enseñado el mejor lugar?
Bueno, la pregunta.
Si tú has enseñado el mejor versión de Uga al mundo, si tú has enseñado esa versión.
Pienso que he luchado contra los mejores. I think, ¿cómo se dice? Pienso. Como que I again fight for 3 future Hall of Fame. You, Spence, and Pacquiao.
Yeah.
I say always, hey, I fight again 3 future Hall of Fame.
De
leyenda. For me, you future Hall of Fame. For me,
3 legends he battled.
You 900% you Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Yeah, future.
Yeah, I forgot about the Pacquiao fight. Go ahead.
Can Silas how would I say that? Can Silas help Rolly the way he helped him?
¿Tú crees que Sala puede ayudar a Rolly?
Yeah, mucho. Sala va a ser la diferencia en esta pelea. La posibilidad de Rolly aumentó mucho con
Absolutely. He thinks Sala is going to be the difference in this fight. What he brings to the table to elevate him where he needs to go.
What makes Silas so great as a coach?
¿Qué hace Sala tan bueno como un coach?
Tiene 50 años en esto, mucha sabiduría, da como confianza.
He's got a lot of confidence, he's got a lot of experience, he's been doing it for 50 years, he's humble, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, one of the best studying in the sport.
One of the best trainers in the sport.
Best trainer you ever had?
Yeah, for sure.
I went to the gym to see him a couple of times. Watching him train was like watching my dad train. Very similar.
Sala is everything for me. I came in Vegas 2016. I have 53. Nothing. Como que yo no era nada.
$53.
Ismael working every day, working. Today, fight against 6 world champion, 3 future Hall of Fame. I am former world champion.
He feels Silas took us to another level.
Without Silas, do you think you would have got there?
Sin Sala, ¿tú crees que tú eres a esos niveles?
I don't know. No.
Axel, was it Silas or was it the shoes?
¿Tú crees que era Salas o los zapatos de Sala?
I want to go on record.
Ya no vas a regresar ya a pelear.
Now he's asking you the same question. If you're going to come back,
No, absolutely not.
No.
I'm on record for saying this. I feel like you should retire.
No.
I feel like you've been in quite a few wars. The last one was it was a lot. But I enjoy you as an individual, and if you should come back, I would enjoy watching you box again.
Él ha hecho todo, pero él ya no va a regresar, pero él te disfruta a ti como individuo, como una persona, y si tú vienes para atrás, eso es algo que él le gustaría ver y lo disfruta.
You miss the boss? Como él es you miss sport?
Do I miss it? No.
No.
He
miss it. You're a fighter.
I'm having a lot of fun. Amateur and pro.
Yeah.
Name some of the best fighters you've been in the ring with.
Nombre uno de los mejores en amateur o profesional.
Chan, I be careful in amateur,
Oh, yes. In
27,
Venezuela, right?
In Venezuela,
Yeah.
2017, I beat Pacquiao in pro.
Yeah.
Crawford, Pacquiao, yeah.
But who else? Anybody else?
Otro peleador que tú piensas que puede ser en esa lista.
Spain.
Yeah, like anybody we didn't see. You know what I
Alguien
mean?
en el amateur que nadie vio pensó que tú peleaste.
No, amateur, no, hay vi en amateur, sí, como que yo vencí a 6 peleadores que después fueron campeones mundiales.
And then, so in the amateur ranks, he beat 6 fighters that went on to go be world champions.
Saddam Ali, Pedraza.
Saddam.
Yeah,
And who else?
En
Ali.
Trinidad Tobago. En Trinidad Tobago en la eliminatoria olímpica.
That's what he beat.
212,
okay.
Pedraza, 212, Crawford, uno que luchó con Crawford por 3 cinturones, africano. Oh my God, I don't know. Sí.
African fighter that fought Crawford for 3 belts.
Yeah. The reason why I asked this, and by no means am I trying to retire him right now or anything like that, but a lot of experience. But when you see him at the top, there's been some wins and some losses. And I'm really like, well, I got you. Like, I really want to kind of just pour into, like, who he is as a fighter, who he's been to the sport.
Sí, eso por 2 peleas, me apoya, pregúntale si me apoya.
Dice, bueno, primero él dice que te admira todo lo que tú has hecho, como tú has subido y todo lo que tú has hecho en tu carrera. Tu pregunta es,
Sí, yo eso para parte de pelea, sí me apoya.
he said, so if he comes back for a couple fights, would you support him? Would you back him?
Fight you?
No, back him. Back him on that.
Absolutely.
100%.
No doubt.
Okay.
100%.
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
Okay, Chan.
I'll see you later, man. Yep. There you go. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That was a fun time.
Yeah. I think
Just got to loosen him up.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about the shot, but I didn't want to be disrespectful to nobody.
Dennis Orgas, what shot?
When he hit you.
Oh, we should ask him about that.
I got to ask him.
Yeah.
Hey, you
No,
did
you
it.
gotta ask him on air. You gotta ask him on air.
One question.
Well, come sit down. Come sit down.
Hey,
one more.
hey,
Una más. Right.
Hey, this is the funny one. I need one.
Turn him up.
Hey. All right. Was it a slip or was it a knockdown? Come on.
No.
Okay. Hey, it was a knockdown.
Or was it a knockdown? Huh? Was it a slip or was it a knockdown?
I thought it was a knockdown the moment when I rewatched it.
I was good. I was good.
Video. Estamos aquí. Estaba una pregunta a Chan y ya me iba a aporte y me llamaba y me dice que la pregunta que si fue una caída o un rebalón. Le dije que no.
I don't know what he said,
It was a knockdown.
but if any of it was bad, I don't support it. Thank you. Gracias.
Oh, man.
And Dennis Orgas, and now here we go to the stage for the official weigh-in. Here we go.
I want to answer. Was it knockdown?
Our ceremonial weigh-in for tomorrow's inaugural show on Prime Video from the T-Mobile Arena. It is all brought to you by TGB Promotions and Prime Video. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And Universal Pictures Monkey Man. Only in theaters April
Real quick, we got a
6th.
super chat
Now,
from
before
LT.
we
We get
to
you
our
right after,
pay-per-view
right when we get back
preceding
here.
that
So
will be
enjoy
two
this, and then we'll come back.
tremendous fights live and free on Prime Video starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. Our first bout on that card is promoted in association with Mayweather Promotions. It will be 8 rounds in the super featherweight division. Let's introduce our first fighter with 7 victories, no defeats, and 2 draws. From Los Angeles, California, here is Anthony Too Quick Cuba. And now introducing his opponent, he has 2 victories, both wins by knockout. Representing Las Vegas, Nevada, he is one of the fastest rising prospects, Kermel Big Deal Moten. All right, now we will welcome our first fighter stepping on to the scale. Once again, it is a super featherweight limit of 133 pounds. Anthony Too Quick Cuba. 133.8, 133.8 for Cuba. And now we'll welcome his opponent getting set to step onto the scale. Once again, the undefeated Kermel Big Deal Moten. 132 for Moten. This is our first fight on Prime Video, live and free from T-Mobile Arena. Anthony Too Quick Cuba against Kermel Big Deal Moten. Eight rounds in the super featherweight division. It all starts 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now move to our main event on the live and free prelims for Prime Video. This bout will be 12 rounds, and it is for the WBC Interim Super Welterweight Championship. And this bout is promoted in association with 360 Promotions. First up to the stage with 22 victories, 16 by knockout, opposite of 3 defeats. Representing Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Albuquerque, New Mexico, he is the hard-hitting number 9 ranked contender, Brian La Bala Mendoza. And now we introduce his opponent. He comes in with the record of 23 victories, including all 23 by knockout, opposite of 1 defeat. Representing Los Angeles, California, by way of Vinnytsia, Ukraine, he is the number 2 ranked contender, the hard-hitting knockout artist, Sergey El Flaco Boacha. And now stepping onto the scale, first we welcome Brian La Bala Mendoza. 153.2, 153.2 for Mendoza. And now we welcome his opponent, once again, the proud Ukrainian, Sergey El Flaco Boacha. 152.6, 152.6 for Boacha. This is 12 rounds for the WBC Interim Super Welterweight Championship on Prime Video from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Brian La Bala Mendoza against Sergey El Flaco Boacha. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it all begins tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Two tremendous fights kicking things off. Premier Boxing Champions on Prime Video, live and free before our pay-per-view card. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, I will turn things over to the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Thank you, Miguel. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you as Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in, this time for the inaugural PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video event taking place tomorrow night at the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, featuring 4 World Championship attractions brought to you by TGB Promotions and sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours, and Universal Studios, Universal Pictures, Monkey Man. That will be opening only in theaters next week, next Friday, April the 5th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring our fighters to the stage at this time for the first of our opening attractions and the first of our world title attractions. First here is from Caracas, Venezuela. He is the challenger. He is the undefeated world-ranked contender. Please welcome Angelino Huracan Cordova. And we invite his opponent to the stage at this time, the defending world champion from Mexico City. He will be making the 7th defense of his title. Here is the WBC flyweight champion of the world, Julio Cesar El Rey Martinez. And it looks like the challenger is ready to step onto the scale. 112 pounds is the limit on this fight for the WBC flyweight world title. He is 18-0 with 1 draw, 12 knockouts. Making his first attempt at a world title, please welcome the undefeated challenger, Angelino Huracan Cordova. Angelino Cordova weighs in at 111 3/4 pounds. 111 3/4 pounds for the challenger. And now the defending champion, 20 wins, 3 losses with 15 knockouts. Here is the WBC flyweight champion of the world, Julio Cesar El Rey Martinez. Martinez weighs in at 111 1/2 pounds. 111 1/2 pounds for the defending world champion. We bring our fighters to the front of the stage for a face-off. Once again, the first of our 4 world title attractions to be seen live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video tomorrow night, commencing 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. It's 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Flyweight Championship of the World. Julio Cesar Martinez, Angelino Cordova. All right, fans, here we go with the second weigh-in of our 4 world title attractions, brought to you once again by Premier Boxing Champions. We bring our fighters to the stage at this time as we move into the middleweight division. First, the challenger, joining us from Melbourne, Australia. He's the top middleweight contender, ranked the WBA #1 middleweight in the world. Please welcome Michael Pretty Boy Zarafa. And his opponent is the defending world champion from Miami by way of Guantanamo, Cuba. Here is the defending and reigning WBA middleweight champion of the world, Erislandy, the American Dream, Lara. And our challenger ready to step onto the scale. 12 rounds of boxing, WBA middleweight championship of the world. 160 pounds is the weight limit. At 31 wins and 4 losses, he has 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked the #1 challenger and making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome to the scale, Michael Pretty Boy Zarafa. Zarafa weighs in at 158 3/4 pounds. And now his opponent, the defending champion, 29-3-3 with 17 knockouts. He is the 2-division world champion and the defending WBA middleweight champion of the world, Erislandy, the American Dream, Lara. 159 3/4 pounds, 159 3/4 for the defending world champion. It's live on Prime Video, the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. Don't miss this action. Erislandy, the American Dream, Lara, defending against the #1 challenger from Melbourne, Australia, Michael Pretty Boy Zarafa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas, Premier Boxing Champions continues with our weigh-in. This time we present the third of our 4 world title attractions in our weigh-in. We welcome to the stage this in our co-main event of the evening, hailing from Mexico City. Here is the all-action, wildly popular world-ranked challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And now we bring to the stage the champion. Here from Las Vegas, Nevada, the colorful champion making the first defense of his title in his hometown. Here is the WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Rolando Rolly Romero. And we bring our fighters to the scale. Weight limit is 140 pounds. Once again, the WBA Super Lightweight Championship of the World. First, we present the challenger. His record, 25-2-1 with 17 knockouts. He'll be making the second attempt at a world title. Here is the exciting WBA #2 ranked super lightweight in the world. Please welcome Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz weighs in at 138 3/4 pounds, 138 3/4. And now the defending champion at 15-1 with 13 knockouts. He'll be making the first defense of his title. Here is the hard-hitting, newly crowned WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Rolando "Rolly" Romero. Rolly Romero weighs in at 139.5 pounds, 139.5 pounds. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Premier Boxing Champions presents live on Prime Video the WBA Super Lightweight Championship of the World, the co-main event of the evening. Rolando "Rolly" Romero versus Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz. And now it's time to hear from both of our fighters in the co-main event of the evening. I'll hand it over to my colleague, Miguel Flores.
All right, Isaac, tomorrow's a big night. We obviously have heard Rolly. He's very confident. He said it's going to be an easy fight, and he's going to make you run into something tomorrow night and be victorious. What is your response to that, and how does tomorrow play out for you?
Bueno, Isaac, Rolly te dice que va a ser una pelea fácil, que vas a simplemente exponerte a un golpe por simple descuido. ¿Qué pensás de lo que dice Rolly, de su confianza y además de cómo va a ser la pelea mañana?
Está bien, le vamos a dar de probar toda la basura que está hablando y mañana nos vamos a convertir en campeones del mundo y Leonard lo va a consolar.
Look, we're going to put all the trash that he's been talking inside his mouth. I'm going to be a world champion tomorrow, and I'm going to shut him up for sure. You're not going to want to miss it.
Thank you, Isaac. Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz, and now we will come over and talk to the champ, Rolando "Rolly" Romero. Rolly, you have felt very confident all training camp coming into this fight. After tomorrow night, what is going to be the message you send to the rest of the 140-pound division?
Oh, fuck. You guys gonna see. I mean, tomorrow he's getting knocked the fuck out, and that's that. I mean, I've said this shit a million fucking times, so I don't really gotta say anything else. The fight's tomorrow. Y'all tune in. It's an explosive fight.
Explosive fight. You heard from the champ, Rolly Romero. Tomorrow night, our co-main event, Isaac Cruz, Rolly Romero.
All right, fans, here we go. The bout you've all been waiting, the featured attraction. Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for the main event of the evening of the PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Main event brought to you by TGB Promotions in association with the Rose Brothers No Limit Boxing and Samson Boxing as well. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, The Crown Is Yours, and Universal Pictures Monkey Man. Only in theaters next Friday, April the 5th. Now we bring our fighters to the stage, beginning with the challenger. Hailing from Coachella, California, the popular and all-action world rank contender, the former 154-pound interim champion. Please welcome the towering inferno, Sebastian Fundora. And his opponent is the defending champion from Sydney, Australia. He is the defending junior middleweight champion of the world, making his Las Vegas debut. Please welcome boxing's pride of Australia, the Soul Taker, TSZYU. And our fighters are ready to step onto the scale. The weight limit is 154 pounds. It is for the unified WBC and WBO 154-pound championship of the world. Introducing first the challenger. With a record of 20 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, he has 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBC number 3 contender in the world. Once again, please welcome the former WBO 154-pound interim world champion, the towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. 152 3/4 pounds, 152 3/4 for the challenger, the towering Inferno. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the world champion, undefeated at 24-0 with 17 knockouts. He is seeking to unify the belts, making the second defense of his current title. Please welcome the reigning and defending WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, the Soul Taker, TSZYU. TSZYU weighs in the same as his opponent, 152 3/4 pounds, 152 3/4. Well, fans, don't miss this guaranteed all-action main event. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified WBO and WBC 154-pound championship of the world. Brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions, TGB Promotions, No Limit Boxing, and Samson Boxing. It's the PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video main event of the evening. Once again, let's hear from the fighters. Here is Miguel Flores.
Sebastian, this was a little bit of a whirlwind over the past few weeks. You were not expecting to be in this position to face TSZYU for the belts, but now it is here. What's going through your head right now?
You know, I'm happy. We're at the end of the week. Tomorrow's fight night. I'm just ready to go.
TSZYU is undefeated. What is it going to take from you to deliver him his first defeat tomorrow night at T-Mobile Arena?
I just got to do what the towering Inferno always does his best, and give the fans an exciting fight this Saturday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora. And now let's talk to his opponent, the champ, TSZYU. Tim, you have worked your entire career for this moment, headlining T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, very first time. You have an entire country behind you looking forward to it. What do you want to say to everyone back home looking forward to tomorrow night?
You know what? It's not just the country, but it's every boxing fan. I appreciate every single one of you. This is throwback era. None of these pussies that should be in this era anymore. This is throwback. And me and Fedora are going to put on a classico.
You are a true throwback fighter. When they gave you Fundora after Thurman suffered an injury, you said, bring him on. Anyone, I'll take him on. Tomorrow night, how does it play out?
As I said previously, David defeated Goliath. History repeats. See you all there.
TSZYU, ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic main event. Now to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our official weigh-in. Thank you very much for your attendance. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow in a big night of Premier Boxing PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Thank you
there it
very much.
is.
We'll see you then.
Everybody's weighed in. All right, Antt, so now you can drop the bomb. Who not fighting?
I can still say it?
Yeah.
Dang.
Hey, yo, did you screenshot? Oh, there it is.
Why am I so nervous?
Hold on, let me do LT real quick. So, LT, big fan, Showtime. Appreciate you, big dog. First live. Oh, first live? Oh, well, if this your first live, then you know I take forever to read super chats, so don't send them. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
hear you. Question, I thought you were perfect against Danny. Thank you, sir. Why do you think that wasn't the best style for Errol? What's that mean?
Yeah, what is
Is he talking about the Danny fight?
Oh, why you didn't fight the way you fought against Danny versus Earl?
Why didn't I fight against?
The style you took versus Danny, why you didn't use that versus Earl?
So Danny's a pure counter puncher. Anybody who watches him knows he likes to like to wait on that counter left hook. And so our thing was we're gonna box him from the outside, force him to be first, take away his ability to counter, and then as the fight goes on, then we'll build our way up. And that's what we ended up doing with Errol. It was like, yo, you need to be able to use it all. Listen, the thing between Errol and Terrence, because I knew I had to use it all against both, but Terrence, I knew I had you definitely got to outthink him. Where Errol was like, if you find what's working, you can work with that and stick with that. And so a majority of that fight was a lot of boxing from the outside, working our way in, and then pressuring him when we were up against him. I knew that pressuring Errol or pressuring Terrence was not something that was going to be, effective. Definitely not right off the jump. So, those fights played out the way that they played out. I really, humbly, I can say that the fight with DSG played out 100% the way we thought it was going to play out. We didn't think it was a split decision, but that's what it ended up being. So, all 3 great fights there, though.
Yeah, no, 3 classic fights and some of your better moments and better times. And a lot of those fights you showed your chin. Hey, you've been known to have a tough chin in boxing. Go ahead, do your thing. You the man. Pitbull.
Yeah.
You the man.
Yep. I'm not ready, but
you ever got rocked in football? You never seen space?
I never really been rocked in football. There it is.
What's up, baby?
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Good to see you.
Can we do it for this one?
Always.
Can we do it for this one?
Yeah, in a minute. Yep.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I mean, you got a big head.
I've never really been rocked.
You was a scat back. You ain't with no power.
All power. All power, baby. All power. That was the issue. I didn't have the opposite. I didn't have I had quick feet and things, but I wasn't a good juker. I wasn't, all this and all that. There he is. What's going on? I'm doing well. How you? Yes, sir. What's going on?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Thank you, man. You coming on for a second? Get right. Okay.
All right.
Throw the headphones on, man. Okay. What we doing? IT. This is Antt with 2 T's. That's Immortal Technique.
Nice to meet you, man.
Master on the mic.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, sir?
I'm just, I'm enjoying the festivities, my brother.
Listen, man, I got your number a couple of days ago, and I was lightweight shook. I said, I don't think you were supposed to send me his number like this.
Nah.
My thing.
As long as you ain't call him, ask me for no money.
Right. But I'm always oblivious that people have seen me and know who I am.
Of course,
and how I
man.
get down.
We watch your fights in the studio, man.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Half the room was cheering for Spence. The other half was cheering for you. They was upset in the last round. They were like, no.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where all the homies get together and just put the fight on.
Listen, so when you say they was upset in the last round, what made everybody upset in the last round?
They was rooting for half of the, like I said, the room is split. Half of them going to root for Spence, half of them rooting for Porter.
Yeah.
So they were like, no. There was like dead even. It was like the motherfuckers down to the wire. And it was crazy. It was kind of like, for example, I thought that they were going to give you the decision against Garcia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when that didn't happen, it's like,
I got the decision against Garcia.
No, sorry. Against Ugas.
Ugas. I got the decision against Ugas.
Thurman. He think of Thurman.
From
the battle.
New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the New York fight. Yeah. You thought I was going to get that decision. Yeah, I thought. It is what it is.
That was a lot.
Were you coming out here for Keith Thurman and TSZYU?
No, to be honest, I do a lot of writing. So I've been doing more of that, like in terms of movies, TV, stuff like that, fixing scripts
Childish.
and stuff. But
I know you
really, I got called
yo,
out
he
here.
Bad, yo. Write something while you do the show.
Why are you doing this?
He's bad. Yo, he's that bad. I'm
Okay,
about to prove it. Go ahead, do your thing.
Hey, hold on. How the fuck you give me a pen that don't work, Shawn?
You're not paying attention. You're not paying it. You're not.
He ain't right.
I'll write something.
I'll write it in my head. There you go.
But no. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, look, I've never been a professional fighter, but I grew up in New York City during a very grimy era. We used to go to the fights as a kid. In the projects over at Grant, nobody had no money to order no pay-per-view, so they just used to put a big projector on and run a wire down from the 7th floor and just put a little projector and put it on for everybody to fight. That's how we seen the Oscar Floyd fight. So it was like back in the day, people loved that. And for me, I love the energy. I love the atmosphere. It's also a sport that you can't play. You don't play boxing. You know, there are more injuries in MMA, but there are more deaths in boxing. Obviously, less now that they cut off the last 3 rounds. It's no longer 15 rounds, but there's very few sports where a person gets up and continues playing or trying to kill the other person when the other person already has a concussion.
Yeah.
Like, fam, you got a concussion since the 7th round. You should go home. You should technically be in the fucking hospital, but you're still letting somebody bang away at your fucking head until you die.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's some real shit, man. It's not something you toy with. It definitely also brings out a father-son element that a lot of people misjudge about the sport. Because when I go to see the Golden Gloves back in the day, or I see anything, it's always people with their family, people with their father.
Yeah.
Look at you and your father, right?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, his father.
Yeah.
Mayweather, his father, right? Everybody came in the game pretty much as their father and went through a process of either saying, all right, this is where I'm going to start and finish, or going from being completely dependent on an individual to being completely independent naturally breeds conflict. So you're going to have a situation where you're like, all right, I think that this route is different for me. For example, that's Roy Jones Jr.'s story. He's like, all right, I did enough. I had enough of this. I want to do something different. I want to have a different trainer. So, I mean, it's give and take.
Yeah. Oh, you got anything?
What early on boxers or boxing match you remember that brought you into the sport?
Oh, man, anything with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, we went back.
Anything with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay.
He was my favorite fighter as a kid, and it was also because when I keep telling this story, it's just sad, but it's funny. I got these boxing gloves for Christmas when I was like 5 years old, and it was from Woolworths. It's a store that don't exist. It don't exist no more. Them lunch counters days, you know what I mean? So it had Sugar Ray Leonard's signature on it. So for the longest time, I really thought as a kid that was his signature until they just started tearing me up one day because I brought him to the park by the projects, and they was like, come on, son, you know that's not that motherfucking signature, you goofy. I'm like, what do you mean? It's and they were like, no, they just printed on the fucking glove. But when I talked to Sugar, he was like, yo, I'll get you a glove, man. Next time I see you technique, I get you a glove. Super down to earth, cool person. And I think that's the other thing I love about this sport. Look at yourself. Look at the vast majority of boxers that I met are killers in the ring. Like if you turn on your killer instinct, Shawn, you smile, but you want to fucking finish a person. And you're not satisfied until they're leaking blood out of the orifices of their body. And yet you're going to shake their hand and be polite afterwards and walk off with some dignity and self-respect.
True story. So I started boxing when I was 8 years old, started competing when I was 8 years old. I think by the time I was 9 years old, I started getting guys in the first round where they would be bleeding in the first round when I'm 9 years old. And I remember being 9 years old, after the first round, I would look over to see if my opponent was bleeding yet. Second round, I look over to see if they bleeding yet. Like, that's kind of where I come from when this thing. Did you train? Have you ever done any training?
I did more jiu-jitsu than anything else.
Okay.
So,
that's a great answer, by the way, because we're coming to New York soon. I'm going to get you in the gym.
Please, man, come by. Hey, wait, I'm gonna get y'all the best food in New York. How about that?
I'm on it.
Come on, you need to come Harlem to get that real fish spot, not that bullshit downtown.
Our guys in Harlem.
That Jamaican food. Hold on.
That's my
LA don't have good
spot.
LA don't have good Jamaican food. LA don't have good Jamaican food.
Not like New York.
Not out here. You gotta go beyond.
Okay. Now, and I get the Chinese spot too. Okay, I'll be on it.
The only thing New York don't have is good Mexican food.
So we'll be out there soon, man. But I was really, really excited to hear that you were coming out here. Didn't realize you were a boxing fan and all like that. So
no, I mean, I definitely, I'm a student of the game. I'm obviously not as well seasoned as some of the other people that are commenting here and learning, but I do enjoy it. And also, touching on the father-son thing, my father got sick himself maybe a few years ago, and we started going to more boxing events together, and I saw him light up. You know, I took him to see the Better BF Joe Smith Jr. fight, which was over way too quickly. But then we went to a bunch of other stuff. He definitely likes it. He's not necessarily a violent person, but loves the sport. He was in the military for years, but I think it's just something that brings people together. Ironically, even people that don't like combat sports like that, if there's somebody from where they're from, right? Like they from Nigeria or Ecuador, and then you're like, yo, somebody from Ecuador. Who? Where? Yeah. From where in Ecuador? That you find people come alive, and they're not necessarily violent individuals. Some people just hate blood sport, period. But at the same time, they're drawn to this because they see the science, the technical aspect that it takes, the IQ that it takes for someone to measure distance and also to measure the capacity of another person. Because there's something that somebody said to me that never got out my head. You can knock anybody out, sure, but only that man decides when he's done. Only that man decides when he's defeated. You can get fucked up, but only you decide if you defeated. If you decide you defeated, you crawling home. If you're not defeated, you getting up from your beating, you making that phone call. All right, yo, tomorrow we're going to go to this person's house and we're going to call them out for the fair one. And I'm going to, in front of their mom and that, I'm talking to you, the pussy in the blue hat. You, get the fuck over here. We're going to do this again. I wasn't satisfied with yesterday's results. So that's the world I come from in New York City.
Yes, sir.
We had something called the fair one. And that's when people wouldn't jump in.
It was time.
Shoot the fair one.
That doesn't exist no more.
Yeah.
But you know where that culture comes from? It comes from a dojo culture. There used to be wild dojos in Harlem. Like in the black community in New York City, Latino community, people don't talk about this enough. There used to be wild gyms, boxing gyms, martial arts gyms, all during like the 60s, 70s, and even in the 80s. Remember the blaxploitation movies where everything was black kung fu artists? A lot of people was on that. And I feel like that culture, since it died down, people came up more with the, I'm going to shoot him because I'm too pussy to fight him in the ring. Like, dude, put your fucking hands up. Man. Take your beating like a man and go the fuck home and think about life.
Well, listen, when I come to New York, all right, we're going to spar, and I want to see if you talk that.
Listen, man, hold on. What do you weigh right now, Shawn?
You're going to go to the mirror. You're going to go back in the mirror.
147. Look at a professional boxer wants to spar me. All right.
That's crazy.
As soon as you start rap battling me, then
you ain't allowed to be
there. Hey, we got you the fair one.
I'll bring the homie. I'll bring all the big homies.
Yeah. Listen, man, I've enjoyed meeting you. We're going to talk offline.
Definitely.
One more thing. Shout out what you got going on, what you got coming out, any projects you've been working on.
For those of you that want to support me right now, I'm doing writing. I'm coming out with new music, but I actually have a charity, and we feed elders in Harlem. It's called Rebel Army Runs. We provide a 2-week food pack. We provide diapers and feminine products. We started this during the pandemic because the mayor shut down 2 food programs. So we take care of the hood literally. We out there every other week on Wednesday giving out. So if you want to donate to us, you could go to Tech Immortal at IG or Immortal Tech at Twitter, X, or whatever, and you could donate. It's called Rebel Army Runs. That's the charity, and we give 100% of those donations away to the people that are in need. And we became a 501c3 2 years ago, and we appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten from the people. And we're just here to see a great fight. I love the card. I love the fact. I mean, it's sad that Thurman is out, but I'll take a fight for 2 belts rather than a fight for no belts. And that makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yes, sir. Big Dog, I appreciate you, man. I always like to say, like, I like true lyrical content. I like intelligent rappers, man. You fit that mold, man. So
listen.
I appreciate you,
Listen,
man.
Politically, you've been living a lie. It's been a soft coup ever since Kennedy died. I take tank parts behind enemy lines. It's like Saigon 1975. Afghanistan walking through enemy mines. I escaped all the corners trying to survive like Chris Dorner when they burnt him alive. And just like him, I got a fucking surprise. I know it's difficult to see the divide when you're already addicted to what they prescribe. When the aliens arrive, it's another distraction, consolidating all the political factions, paying them with digital currency transactions, part of the plan to get a violent reaction. Good night.
Oh, he was talking in there too. He was saying something. If you wasn't listening, you missed it. He was saying something. He wasn't just talking that mumbly blumbly. He was saying something.
This is the Porter way.
Hey man, hey, look, he's so used to having headphones on. He almost like.
Yeah, man.
Hey man, we got
I'll wrap it.
We got to get one of y'all information for when I come out there.
What do I need to say? There's nothing else that needs to be said. IT just did it all. This is the Porter way. We see you all in a minute. 4:00 p.m. at the barbershop. Here we go.
Yeah, hold on, I got you.
Gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles. Brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.